We're talking about podcast. We're talking about itty bitty podcast.
Merry Mini Monday, Chunkies. I'm Carter.
Doge.
I'm Jordan.
It's very early in the morning.
Very early.
Hey
in the
guys,
morning.
guess what time it is?
What time it is?
What time it is?
It is the pod crack of dawn.
Well,
Thanks, guys. That's all I'm going to say for this episode.
you're just done.
Yes.
That's it. Doug's going to sit this one out.
That's it.
Yes.
It is 7:03 a.m. and I don't podcast before 7:05.
This is gonna be one of those situations. Like, have you ever thought you did something well, and then you review
Oh,
it,
yeah.
and then you say, "Ooh, what was up?"
It's going to be Ben Wyatt's stop motion.
Where was
like
I?
claymation thing from Parks and Rec?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's 1 second long.
Yes. Let's dive right in.
Yeah. To the ocean.
A morning swim.
I thought of a new bit.
Okay.
Okay.
And I don't know what to call it. But for now, it's Conversation Starter Water Cooler Talk.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
You like it?
That's
Yeah.
a really catchy name.
Very much.
I'm trying to attune my soul and my heart, my mind, my spirit to the Chunkies.
Mm.
What do they want from this podcast?
What do they want from this podcast?
I think they want to see us keep losing at games. So this is the right
Well,
show for
I
them.
literally thought about doing that today with Gina Davis and the 2 or 3 randos from
man.
Cutthroat Island. But we won't.
That would have been a toughie.
I bet we would have won.
If
Stuart
you-
Little is all I have for Gina Davis.
I'm just going to say you lost your chance. Like there would not have been a bigger win than that if you pull it
would
off.
have been
with
really
Cutthroat Island.
impressive.
yeah.
Wait, no, he's the guy. But there are these situations, and if you're listening to this podcast, you're either a budding movie fan or a movie fan.
Yeah, that's true.
But I would love to hear from the two of you and from me. I'd love to hear from me more.
From all of us.
Just this introspective podcast now. What would be kind of your water cooler talk conversation starter movie based right now? Like, there's always something for a movie fan. There's always something on the back of your mind that you're like, did you hear? And do y'all have a situation like that right now?
Ooh,
Is there
yeah.
something that's big for you?
Yeah, I do.
You want to start us off?
Mine would be Joker based because it's big. Everybody's thinking about it right now. And mine would be, did y'all see all those hoax articles that like the FBI is going to be sending agents to movie theaters because of what happened at
In
The Dark
Aurora?
Knight Rises?
Yeah.
And it's
No,
just
I
like-
didn't hear that part of it, but I did
There
hear
have been a bunch of
all the
articles.
controversy around.
Yeah.
That is a real thing, though. That's not a hoax. Like, they're actually, like, telling people to be aware.
I know that,
Yeah.
but there have been articles that's like the army is sending out armed guards to movie theaters across the nation.
It's clowns versus soldiers. What we've all been
If we
waiting
walk
for.
into the Joker showing, like whether you're worried about it or not, and there's like an open seat next to you, and then Jesse walks in, Jesse Awuji, and sits by you.
You're
Have you
good.
felt safer in
No,
your life?
never in my whole life.
You're safe.
Well,
You're
and
completely safe.
I don't want to make light of the fear that
No,
comes from
not
that
at
kind
all.
of stuff, but I also think that it can be dangerous to talk about it that much to begin with.
Yeah.
So that's that's my fun, upbeat water cooler
wow, what a
conversation.
fun conversation. Mine
You,
would,
oh,
mine
you guys like movies? Do you want to talk about national tragedy
Yeah.
for a second?
Yeah.
mine would probably be Rise of Skywalker based.
Oh yeah.
In terms of just, hey, what do you think about all this stuff?
Yeah.
Because I think now more than any time I can remember, Star Wars as a brand is in a really interesting place where people are either 100% in or 100% out on
Yeah.
it. I think that would be a really interesting conversation to have with people.
It's actually strange with Star Wars right now. I feel like in some regards, I don't want a blanket statement here, but in some regards, when you used to ask people about Star Wars, you could tell they were a fan if they lit up and they were so excited.
Yeah.
And now, and this is a sweeping generalization, but if I ask about Star Wars and somebody's like, "Oh yeah, I'm so excited," I tend to be like, "You just got into it." and if somebody's like, "Yeah, I mean, I'm a little," I'm like, "Oh yeah, no, me too, buddy.
Yeah,
Me
you've been
too."
there. Yeah.
So funny. And actually, an article that I saw this morning was, it is funny the relationship between Legos and Star Wars.
Yeah.
Big time.
Because it's like sometimes you get some character insight based off of this toy release.
Oh, Lego all the time. People are
Like-
watching Lego for leaks.
For
Like,
spoilers.
Like C-3PO has a bowcaster.
Oh, interesting.
And so they're like, wait.
well, I
what?
know. So when I was a kid, there were 3 types of Legos that were the best. One was anything with a sword.
did you have like the knight set with like
I
the,
very much did.
it was like a blue, yeah. They're like blue and gold, I
And
think, with a
their
lion
horse
on
had a
them.
little spot for their legs to go in.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, no, I had that. Anything with a helmet that could close, whether it be
Yep.
motorcycle helmet, space helmet, or some sort of like
That was big time.
funky combat helmet.
Oh,
Had
yeah.
all 3 of those
And
boys.
then anything Star Wars.
Yep.
Those were the top. It's just like, I want a sword, I want a helmet, and then Star Wars. And Star Wars is a place where those other 2 could sometimes combine.
Yeah.
And now we're really
Boy,
cooking
let me
with
tell you
gas.
about an X-Wing pilot named Luke Skywalker. He's got this fancy magic sword, a cool
yeah.
flying
Big
helmet,
time.
and he's in a movie called Star Wars.
Oh, you better believe it.
It's
I had
perfect.
all of them.
I think my water cooler talk right now, my conversation starter water cooler talk would be about every now and then there's just these random, I love to try and be ahead of, you can't be ahead of it, but the random rumors about like attachments to new movies.
Yeah.
Ooh,
And
yeah.
Jason Bateman very recently has been rumored to write and direct with Ryan Reynolds
Uh-oh.
a Clue movie.
Whoa.
Yeah. I love that.
Hey, straight up, when I saw the Knives Out trailer for the first time, that's what I thought it was.
It's amazing.
Was Clue.
Yeah.
I know, but that looks
Oh, I cannot wait for that movie.
so fun.
I feel
Even
like
though it is Rian Johnson, who has hurt me deeply, but
He only hurt you in Star Wars.
I know, because Looper was amazing too.
and the Breaking Bad episode he did.
I
is
know, he's
real
so
great,
good.
too.
He's
Which
so good.
that was a conversation that we had. That was one of our conversation starters today. Is El Camino,
El Camino.
the
Yeah.
Breaking Bad movie, and how we feel about that.
I don't trust us this early in the morning to not spoil this very good show. So if you haven't finished Breaking Bad,
Yeah,
probably this is a dangerous thing to listen to.
Yeah,
and that's fine.
There be dragons.
that's fine. Keeping on this theme, the TV theme that we just fell into. Let's go over the Emmys. Emmys happened.
Ooh,
okay.
yeah.
About a week and a half ago. And the Emmys are great. And I would, no one has to be religious with these award shows.
Sure.
I'm probably closest to that with the Oscars,
I only keep up with the Oscars.
just because I love that so much. But I do think that any of these film-based award shows are worth at least catching up after the fact.
Yeah.
Or looking at the nominations to go and see what those, because usually these are going to be good shows.
Yeah.
This was how I had heard about like the legitimacy of Better Call Saul. Like it started winning
Right.
stuff. This is kind of attached to other recommendations why I wanted to start watching Barry.
I was about to say,
Oh,
Barry
my
was
goodness.
the show for me that was like, Bill
Yeah.
Hader
Did it
won
win?
an Emmy?
Yeah, Bill
Okay.
Hader got it again for
Oh
lead
my
actor in a
goodness.
comedy
series.
I
series.
love him so much.
He got it for lead actor in a comedy series. Fleabag. I didn't even know about this Amazon Prime
I've
show.
heard about
Yeah.
it.
It won Outstanding Comedy Series.
Yeah, apparently
And then
it's
she
so
won the
good.
lead. Marvelous Mrs. Maisel,
Oh, yeah.
Tony Shalhoub and Alex Borstein. They
Mhm.
got supporting actor and actress again. Like that movie keeps
Yeah.
winning acting awards. I need to jump into that. But
Jason
here's,
Bateman won something
For Ozark.
for Ozark.
I think it
Because
was a director.
I saw a
Director, yeah.
video clip of him getting announced and how shocked he looked that his own name was said.
Yeah.
And it just made me love him even more.
And then there was that was the supporting actress for a drama series was Julie Garner
Was
from
Jason Bateman.
from
Jason
Ozark. Yeah, crazy. No surprise, but Chernobyl won Best Limited Series.
Yeah.
Still have not watched it.
I still haven't finished it.
Okay.
It was. Isn't that interesting? Sometimes when you have somebody like you get excited to talk about a show with them, and
Yeah.
they're like, "I started it and I just didn't." And even someone you like respect their opinion.
Right.
You're like, "What kind of mood were you in?"
Jordan, I know for a fact we've had that conversation about Fargo.
Yes.
That I just like.
I love Fargo.
It's great. It just never really grabbed me.
Yeah. Which is crazy because, and it's one of those that we talk about all the time. I'm like, I feel like you'd love it. I
Yeah.
feel like you'd love it. But sometimes I think that, and I'll use Chernobyl as my example, maybe
Yeah.
Fargo as yours. Sometimes I think that the hype gets so much that I get nervous. And I would rather live in a world where
Yeah.
it could be awesome than watch it and potentially not like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How often do you give a show another chance? Because I don't
Pretty
feel like
frequently.
that happens often for me.
I
I don't
frequently.
feel like
I
it
very
does.
rarely do that.
I did it with
Yeah.
Breaking Bad. I got to the endish of the first season, and it was too much for me the first time I tried to watch it.
Yeah.
Like, it was just very intense and made me feel like I needed to shower every time. And then about a year later,
when the axe goes in the back of the pirate of Pirates
right,
that same vibe.
Same energy. Too much. Same energy. I was like, I don't think I should be watching this. But I gave it a try a year later, and now it's my favorite show of all time.
Yeah.
So it happens.
Interesting.
It does happen.
Here's what else happens. So Peter Dinklage got supporting actor for a drama series for Game of Thrones.
Mm-hmm.
Game of Thrones got Best Outstanding Drama Series.
Wild. They got snubbed for the things they thought they were going to get, though, which is good.
I'm happy that David Benioff and D.B. Weiss did not win anything for themselves.
Like individually.
Because they submitted themselves. To be clear, the only ones that the showrunners submitted were Emmys that they would have won that would have gone on their name. Peter Dinklage submitted himself for consideration.
Right.
Oh.
So that's why nobody else was winning.
Yeah.
That's why and because they were given a doo-doo script. But
dude, I still don't even, it's tough. Like, the conversation I want to start having right now is, how do you feel about what do you call it? It feels like it's the comet, like the flaming, like the end of a star's life kind of, what do you call it? Charity, like a charity award. Like it to me, it felt like
giving it to Peter.
Not Peter. I'm talking about calling it.
I think Peter deserved it.
It's calling it.
Yeah.
This,
oh, sure.
No, I do too.
Yeah.
But I'm saying to call a Game of Thrones this year's most outstanding drama series.
It was clearly to honor what it had been and not what it ended up as.
That's
not
right
to
me.
That's not right.
Yeah.
Especially when you had 8 years to also win it, which they won several times.
Right. At the end of the day, Game of Thrones has not ever been the best drama on TV.
I agree with that.
Because in early seasons, it was up against heavy hitters like Breaking Bad. And then once Breaking Bad ended, Game of Thrones also started to kind of go downhill quality-wise. It really does feel like a charity thing. And the thing to remember,
there was a little distance there, I think, where Game of Thrones was still great. But I think you have to remember, if we're defining it as fantasy, then it was the best thing out there. If we're defining it as drama, it had some serious contenders for that title.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is the kind of thing that's like, it's voted on by members of the Emmy Academy, basically. So it's the kind of thing where it's like, well, in some respect, you're giving yourself an award, and that's cool. But I don't know. Does that make sense?
It's weird. Yeah. Sometimes it gets brought up with situations like Return of the King, which can hit a little closer to home, but it got 11 Oscars because it just won everything. And it was also the last of the trilogy.
Sure.
Yeah.
I think the only reason it got brought up, which by the way, it's a really good movie, but the only reason that it was kind of controversial was people didn't even think it was the best of the series. Like, there were a lot of people.
They're wrong. Yeah.
No, I'll agree with that. I think Two Towers is a better film.
I do too. And so
that's the worst face I've ever seen, Jordan.
Sorry, I was holding in a vomit. I'm just kidding. I love them all.
Yeah, but I think that felt a little charity to me.
Sure.
I didn't think it deserved it.
No.
I think there's this thing where award shows, and I've seen it happen before, they tend to play into occasionally what's going to make the fans of the award show the happiest. And I think sometimes they're like, well, people love Game of Thrones, so we got to honor it with this thing.
Yeah.
And to me, that is, I think it's why I prefer the Oscars over others. They, to me, tend to be a little more, feel a little more objective.
Mm-hmm.
I was about to say, though, it's the same thing as Green Book winning Best Picture earlier this year. It's like, I mean, maybe to some people that was their favorite, but that's not indicative of the overall opinion. That's just what the people who got to vote liked the best.
Yeah, no, I think that's fair.
Very important question for you guys, which in itself, it's a conversation starter water cooler conversation talker.
Love it. Is that the name of the full bit? Conversation starter
From now
water
on,
cooler
it has to
conversation
be. Yeah.
talker.
Yep. What's Streamin?
Ooh, very
yeah.
good. I'm cheating at this question
Why?
because it segues
You realize
into
I
something
hate
else.
cheating. So why would you? Why?
Because it segues nicely into something else I want to talk about, which I don't get enough chance to talk about on the show, which is my love for video games.
Okay.
I'm going to call it streaming, but it's not. I own it. The Last of Us.
Yeah.
With The Last of Us 2 on the horizon.
It's basically a movie.
It really is.
Yeah.
I am beyond giddy with excitement. The trailer that just dropped with the Sony, what is it called? State of Play, all that stuff. I mean, everything looks so good. We finally got a release date. So
when is the release date for that?
February 21st.
That's a long way.
It is
too long.
A long way. But to ease some of that pain, I've decided to play through the first game again, and Callie is going to watch through it with me for her first time. So it might as well be. I've told her, I was like, I don't want to put too much pressure on this. It is very important to me that you love this.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm streaming right now.
Maybe that's a cool unofficial recommendation from Two Chunks.
We've recommended it before, actually.
The Last of Us specifically, but also like even
video games. Have you guys heard these things?
Interactive storytelling is real cool, and if you don't have a way to participate in that, find a way to do it.
I feel like it relates to the
real
podcast.
Cool.
We live in the golden age of being able to tell a story through that medium. It's never been better than right now.
Find a cool app on your phone, or find a
which Mario Kart's on your phone now,
which is great interactive storytelling. Yeah, it's amazing.
It's like, what happened to Yoshi? He fell from the rainbow.
That third act twist, you'll never see it coming.
It's a blue shell. Spoiler.
I am streaming right now Breaking Bad and 30 Rock. Two of my very favorite shows of all time. I think two of probably the best written television shows of all time.
Easy.
In very different ways.
Enjoying both very much.
Yeah, I am streaming My Hero Academia.
I have heard such good things.
Yeah.
Now, I this is the part where I try and get you guys to watch this show.
Oh, boy. Okay.
It is almost perfect. Did you know that My Hero Academia, which is just now about to have its 3rd or 4th season, I think. I'm only 5 episodes in, but this is how I already feel about it because of how well they've done. It's on IMDb's top 250 TV shows of all time.
Really?
Wow.
It is amazing. It is equal parts Shazam, Harry Potter, Marvel, One Punch Man. It is very funny. I was surprised. But it is complete eye candy the whole time. My Hero Academia is a big old recommendation because it's also good to have a show in your life that's the 24-minute.
Yeah.
Yes.
You can stream that on Hulu.
Are you watching it with subtitles? Or is there an English?
I'm watching the dubbed.
There is an English dub?
There's an English dub.
You casual.
Yeah.
You're a dub boy.
I'm a dub boy.
I'm not hardcore. I prefer dub. I don't want to sit and read subtitles.
I do listen to the dub version.
It's all a dubstep version of this song. It's just one 22-minute Skrillex track.
But it's crazy how it's still, I mean, they're following like the mouth movements. Pretty spot. I'm kidding. It's anime. So it's like, they don't,
I was trying to give you the benefit of the doubt. I was like, I guess maybe they.
Oh, wow, that's pretty good.
They worked hard on that.
But yeah, definitely give it a look. One of the main characters is Kronkian in a way.
Okay.
And I think you would love it.
I love that that's an archetype that will speak to my soul in a specific way. Makes me very happy.
But it is really good storytelling.
Yeah.
I felt
that's what I've heard.
Within these first few episodes, I laughed out loud. I actually got emotional. I was worried. Yeah.
It's about like a boarding school, right?
It is so the scenario is everyone has quirks. About 80% of the world, for some reason, started being born with a quirk. So it's kind of a mutation like an X-Men. And there's the other 20% just don't have it. And you can actually tell by an extra bone in your foot. Like just funny things like this.
Interesting.
So with all of that, you've got more heroes. And that's becoming like a career and a job. And then you also have villains.
Very fun.
And so there is a school for heroes.
Supremely fun.
Yeah. And so it's My Hero Academia. And it follows this Izuku, who's this little boy who's he doesn't have a quirk. And he wants to go to the school so bad.
Okay.
So that's what it is. It's worth a watch. And again, it's an easy one because it'll just take you 24 minutes to give it one shot. But lots of fun. Here's a little bit of the humor too. There is one of the characters can shoot lasers from his navel.
Yeah.
Horrific.
Yeah. I'm into
Horrific.
It. That guy's already my favorite superhero.
So, and he's basically like Jonathan Van Ness.
So half shirts all the time?
Something like that.
Because you got to if you're going to be blasting holes through your
Get out of here, Peter Parker. Get out of here, Bruce Wayne. This guy's my favorite superhero
This is the new favorite superhero. We call him the Belly Blaster.
The Belly Blaster.
Because he blasts bellies.
To end this episode, I think I'll appropriately add a little bit of a conversation starter, water conversation starter. Kevin Feige has recently said, almost as if a double rod to Sony, who said, you don't
have time for Spidey.
He said, oh, okay, I'll do a Star Wars movie. So,
Oh man.
Yeah.
this is Kevin Feige is known for being essentially head honcho of the Marvel Studios.
I also don't think we've ever said his name the same way twice on our
Kevin
podcast.
Feige.
It is Feige, just so
It's
everybody
Feige?
knows.
Did I say Feige most recently?
Yeah, that was the first
Great.
one you
You said
said. And then
Feige,
it
then you
became
said Feige.
Fiji. And then it was Fiji. And then it was
And then
I never
Fuchsia,
said
Kevin
Phage,
Fuchsia.
we said
I know
Feige.
I didn't say that.
There was a period of time where we were real hyped up on calling him Kevin Fushigi.
It was Kevin Ferrigno.
To end this episode, and we're doing this again. This isn't like a retake. Like this is all going to be in it.
Yeah.
Kevin Feige is going to probably do a Star Wars movie. Which character? Actually, you can use an actor. Which actor? Hey, you've got to pick of anybody in the world that you want to play what role. And again, we can be pretty vague about it. I'm not saying like he's going to have Han Solo or something like that. Okay? I'm Carter. I would love to see Paul Bettany play some random scarred up villain.
Isn't he in Solo?
Yes, I'm kidding. Jordan was like, that's a good idea. I think I would actually like to see Chadwick Boseman
Yeah, fine. As anybody.
as anybody.
No,
No, I think
I'm down.
I do feel like Chadwick Boseman could be a pretty good Mandalorian. So I feel like
Yeah,
him
that'd be cool.
him being some kind of bounty hunter character. I'm down for that.
I'm Doge, and I desperately need more of Oscar Isaac's Poe Dameron. So just give me a Poe Dameron movie of him running missions for the Resistance or something like that.
Nice.
I'd be very into that.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm Jordan. I feel like a Kevin Feige helmed Obi-Wan project would be the best possible world to live in. However, I think where I'm going to go, I just need more lightsabers in my life, just in general. And so I'm going to say anything with lightsabers, and just because he's cast in Dune, I'm going to go Timothy Chalamet.
Dude,
I feel like
that'd be very
put
cool.
a lightsaber in his hand and just let him go to work.
Young Kylo Ren.
I was thinking even take Kylo Ren's inspiration and do a really good job as like a Darth Revan type situation.
I was about to say, give me
Could
some
be
Old
really
Republic
cool.
stuff with him. Yeah, I could even see like tell a young Qui-Gon story with him. It would be very interesting.
Big
Yeah.
stuff.
Do you think there's a Marvel character that actually just fits into Star Wars universe? Do you think a character like the Hulk could be
The
believable?
current Star Wars universe, yeah, like Howard the Duck or the Dark Elves from Thor: The Dark World. Yeah, I think so for sure.